Welcome to this presentation on Java program documentation for Class 10 ICSE. In this session, we'll explore a program that counts how many times a specific word appears in a given sentence using basic string handling techniques. Let's get started. Let's begin with the problem statement. We need to define a class-named sentence with specific data members and methods. The data members of the class include a string variable send to store the sentence, a string variable word to store the word to be searched, and an integer count to store the number of occurrences. The class contains 4 methods: a constructor to initialize values, an input method to get user input, a check method to count occurrences, and a display method to show the result. Let's now look at the algorithm. First, we start the program and initialize the variables. Then we input the sentence and the word. We parse the sentence manually and compare each word with the given word. If a match is found, we increase the count and finally display the result. Now, let's look at the Java code. This part includes the import statement, class definition, data members, and the constructor method which initializes the values. The input method uses a scanner object to take a sentence and a word from the user. This is the check method, where the main logic is written to count the word occurrences. First, we add a space at the end of the sentence. This ensures the last word gets processed, as our loop checks for spaces to identify word boundaries. We use a temporary string named temp to build each word character by character. Inside the loop, we check every character of the sentence. If the character is not a space, it is added to temp. When we hit a space, it means one word has ended. We compare this word stored in temp with the word the user entered. If they match, using equals ignore case to ignore case differences, we increase the count by 1. Then, we reset temp to an empty string so that the next word can be built. This continues until the end of the sentence. This is the display method. It simply prints the number of times the entered word appears in the sentence. It uses the count variable and formats the message to show the result clearly to the user. Here's the main method. It creates an object of the sentence class, takes input, processes the data, and displays the result. In this slide you will get the full program link which you can execute the entire program. Also, program link is available in the description box. Now, let's discuss the variable description table. The variable send stores the sentence, word stores the target word, and count stores how many times it appears. Additional variables include temp, a temporary string to hold words, ch, the character being examined, and I, the loop index. Here is a sample output. The user enters a sentence and a word. The program returns how many times the word appears in the sentence. Let's quickly recap the program and highlight the key points. We created a class called sentence with 3 main data members. The program takes a sentence and a word as input and counts how many times that word appears by parsing the sentence manually, without using the split function. We used equals ignore case to ensure the comparison was not case sensitive. These techniques are important in ICSE Class 10 where the split function is not part of the syllabus. Manual parsing also helps build a strong foundation in logic and string handling. Thanks for watching. Documentation containing question, algorithm, Java program, variable description table, VDT, sample output is also available in description box of this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you are using this for your school or college projects. Happy learning!